Yeah! Hello and welcome to this Warno 1v1 game. Today we're on Chemical Duel and we've got Boykisser90 playing 4th East German going up against AlMahom Streams playing 39Y. So we'll cover the deck reviews, then we'll talk about the map, the matchup, the deployments, and the game, and as always timestamps in the description. Right, so this is the deck review for Boykisser, and he's playing 4th Motorised, and we'll go through it tab by tab. So, 3 cards of supply makes a lot of sense given the artillery tab, and this is a 3 availability wheeled CV. You've got this 3 availability tracked CV, but it doesn't have smoke. It does have 3 armor, but I prefer the speed as well, so I do bring this. Your other options are this, which is only 2 availability. It's very cheap though, and this, which is 2 availability, and yeah, 3 cards of supply. So 2 of the small one and 1 of the big one. I think I run it the other way around, just so you don't have loads of these all over the place. So I think I run it like that, but it's not a big deal. It's just generally, you wouldn't sell these. You would just park one of these behind the lines and just refill those and go to and from the bigger ones. Because the bigger ones, you don't want this getting blown up, basically. But yeah, it's up to you, really. Infantry tab. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. So we got a CV here, 45 points in an SPW 70. So you can pay more for a forward deployed CV on this division, which can be worth it. I believe I bring this. It is a lot more. It's literally twice as much, but you do get forward deployment, which means that you can get some points on the board early. It's up to you though. I mean, is it worth it for 50? If you can get a 100-point advantage, then you don't have to push for the rest of the game, which can be very nice. But can you get a 100-point advantage? You probably have to buy 2, at which point your deployment's looking pretty rough. But yeah, I think I run these. It's been a while since I played 4th, but it is one of my favourite divisions. Then FS Jaeger Metis, yeah, this is very sensible. So these guys, they've got Metis. Obviously, the Metis has less range now, but they are pretty good. They used to be better, but they're still pretty good. And then FS Jaeger SMG, so they've got 3 machine guns. So in comparing these two, basically a machine gun is like 2 rifles, but actually it's slightly more. It's like 2.1 or something. And so the guys on the right, for the same price, they lose a man. They do get a worse rocket launcher. But, 3 machine guns is like 6 rifles, so they shoot with the strength of 10 men as opposed to 9 men. But actually it's more like, 11 men opposed to 9 men. So I prefer the SMG guys. I mean, you could make the case either way. Do you want the higher pen on the rocket launcher? But generally, if you're doing a forward deployed thing, you're gonna have a Metis there anyway. So I prefer these. Then we've got so this is like the most cost efficient thing in the game. 30 points for a Maryutka, which is 2,625 meters range, 3 armor, smoke, resolute, amphibious. The Grom is really not as bad as people seem to think it is, and the PKT, and mediocre optics. All that for 30 points is incredible, and it comes with one of the best squads in the game. 45 points for two of the best machine gun in the game. Good rocket launcher, resolute again. This makes you take less suppression and slightly increases your suppression regeneration, so it's very useful. So yeah, I like spamming these. And so I bring 2 cards as well. I believe I do bring them at 1 vet. Then Motshuts and BTR. So this is 8 men for 5 points more. So you get 1 more man for 5 points, and you get an SPW 70, which is 30 points. This has more anti-infantry capability than this does. Like, this will kill infantry faster. And so what I like doing is bringing the Motshuts and SVD, because for 5 points more, yeah, you get a slightly worse rocket launcher, but you get an SVD, and an SVD is like 2 machine guns. So this is like 4 machine guns, which is like 8 rifles, which means you've got 13 rifles, right? And so that's very worth it for 5 points more. So I do bring those at 1 vet. Obviously, you're losing availability as well, which ain't great. But yeah, I do like bringing these. And then yeah, so maybe you need more infantry, in which case, yeah, sure. The alternative is you could go for Zickerungs. So this is less, and they only come at no vet, which ain't great. But 40 points, it's not a bad squad for 40 points. This has less armor, and it costs the same. So yeah, but like you're saving 10 points, but it is a worse squad. So yeah, I can understand bringing this really. And then you've got 2 cards of ATGM, which can be very sensible. So you do need a lot of ATGMs on this div. And then Pioneers, I would not be bringing them in MTLBs. I'm not sure if that was an accident or what. I'd be bringing them in either cars, or I'd probably be bringing them in SPW-70 simply because they are faster. And so you'll get in faster. Obviously, you can't sell it, but then it can pull back and hang around, and it's really not a bad vehicle. But yeah, if you want it cheaper, you can just get it in a truck. And if you need fast wheeled vehicles, you've got enough already. Sell the truck, Pioneer Flam, I really don't like anymore. They're really not that good. Like, you've got to upvet them anyway. Also, I'd be upvetting this if it wasn't upvetted already. So you've only got 4, and this thing really isn't that good. It used to be good, but they made it bad a while ago, and now satchels are generally just better. Because like this just misses, and the satchel, if it gets off, will basically just stun the enemy unit straight away. It's just pretty incredible. So yeah, the alternative, right, is rather than get this, which you probably don't need, given that you've got so much infantry already, and you'll have more in the recon tab, you bring the grenade launcher, because this is actually really good. You leave it at no vet, and it's actually really good, so that's can be worth getting. Yeah, RT tab, so he's got 2 up-vetted howitzers and an RM70. Which can work, but now you've got no mortars for smoke. You've got no mortars for smoke. So I really like smoking. I think it's really good for your lungs. And I like paying £12 a pack. Or in this case, 65 points. So yeah, having these at 1 vet is useful. Having the RM70 is useful, and you've got the 3 cards of supply. So like, there's nothing wrong with this, but for the sake of losing, you do lose quite a bit of potential here. But you can always put a CV next to this. But obviously, you could always put a CV next to this anyway. You can get some mortars for smoke, and that will really help you. Because your div sometimes really needs to close the range so it can shoot people. Although, it's also got a good long range capacity as well. I just really like smoke mortars. Some people just literally never use them. Like, I've seen, like, when I play against T-Man or whatever, he just never uses them ever. And I'm using them all the time. And usually he wins. So it's, you can get away with not having them. Tank tab. So this is sorry, I've got like a kink in my neck or something. CV tank. So there you go. That's 3 CV cards, which is all good. And then 2 cards of this at 1 vet. This is exactly what I do. This deck looks a lot like mine, actually, but I suppose generally these divisions, there's not that much difference in them, so it makes sense. So then he's got 2 cards of so this got buffed, actually. All T-55s got buffed. All their rate of fires went up, so now it shoots faster than a Challenger, because that's how that works. Pact isn't allowed to have bad equipment. And they got cheaper at the same time. So this is actually a proper decent tank now. It's actually really good. And then you get this for the Bastion ATGM, and so you leave it at no vet, because, yeah, you just want that Bastion ATGM. And then, yeah, you can bring these, or you can upvet it. You can sort of get away with not bringing this, because you've got these, and they're not that much more expensive. And they are a lot better. But yeah, these are nice. I would upvet it by 1, really, if you're going to bring it. I actually think I don't bring it. I think I don't bring it, and then I save 3 points for the air tab. Recon tab. So this is not good because it's not actually a sniper, it's a DMR, so it doesn't have the sniper range. So it's really not good, so I don't recommend it at all. And these squads are incredible. So this is where, like, so, you know, satchels. You want satchels? Here are your satchels. They've got 6 for some reason. How many do these have? 5. Okay. Um, yeah. So here you go. There's your satchels, right? And you know, like, you could actually just get rid of this and just have these be your satchel guys, because you get 4 at 2 vet, right? So you could just get rid of this, or yeah, you could leave it. Recon Helo useful, BRDM2 useful, and then like so this is exceptional optics for your tanks, but you can also put this next to it, and they've got very good optics. So you can sort of get away with that. And then if you know, so these guys aren't bad, but for 50 points, 7 men, and this is 60 points, and they've got special forces and 2 machine guns and all this. The thing is, yeah, you do need some like cheapo infantry out at the start. The other thing is that this is 90 kilometers an hour, whereas this is 100. So, although this is also 100, so you can just have this go first. So, you know, swings and roundabouts, really, like, you can bring these guys if you want, or you can put them in rocket helos, and then there you go, you got loads of rocket helos now, like, that's not a bad idea. Or I like to bring these fine gentlemen, because I think they're very good, and you do lose some availability there, but now you've got, you know, you've got your 8 recon, and recon helo, and this can go with your tanks and around the side and so on. Because, yeah, these are 90 as well. So the other thing is, like, you can put this in, and there you go, you've got 101 now, or whatever. We've got 3 points spare because we got rid of the T-55. AA, so Cub Strela. Strela is very normal. I actually prefer the Igla. And then if I want to do, when I do forward deployed stuff, I almost always open with a fighter. So so that helps me a lot, because like this is just bad. I mean, you know, you can upvet it as much as you want. It could be special forces, whatever. In fact, it should be special forces, but it's not. I vastly prefer the Igla, and then I upvet this, and it's just so much better for 5 more points. So that's how I run it. Obviously, you don't have to do the same thing. This got buffed now, so it might actually be worth it. But if you come up against an Apache, you'll wish you had this, because this just doesn't have the range. Heli tabs, so Cocons, the AA ones. I used to love these. Like that used to be the strat that you'd open with 2 of these. But last time I did it, I just got evaporated by some Mirages, which got cheaper last patch, because that makes sense. And then yeah, then I put more helos in here. So between these two, like, don't get me wrong, you're saving 25 points, but these are also 2 availability, and they're faster, and they've got phalangers on them, which is really useful. It obviously has fewer rockets, but I prefer these. Then you can, you know, you can fill these, but anyway, so in the AA tab, like, there isn't actually a lot here. I like to fill this up quite a bit. So, yeah, 2 MiG-29s you can sort of get away with and just play really defensively with them. And then the bombers, this thing one-shots heavy tanks from the top, I'm pretty sure. Which one is it? Yeah, it is. It's this one. It's this one. It one-shots heavy tanks from the top. It's actually really powerful. And between these two, yeah, I bring the rocket one. Although it does have less ECM. And then I have a seed plane in here, but I'm trying to think, what did I get rid of to get that seed plane? I think I got rid of this. Yeah, because you've already got these in here, right? And then I just absolutely kit this out. So another thing you could do is, because yeah, if you need satchels, you've got these guys now, right? You could also get rid of this, but this is actually quite useful. And then you could put something in there. But yeah, I like fourth, so that's fourth. That's how I see fourth. I mean, obviously, people can play it how they want. Also, I think I might not have this in the deck, and then that saves you 2 points, and then you can get 2 more helicopters. But if you've got 3 cards of supply, you'd want this, really, so that you can actually use it. Anyway, just giving you ideas. You know, you don't have to do what I say. It's just trying to open up your perceptions and give you some ideas. Then we've got AlMahom here. He plays a lot. He's actually a pretty good player. I played against him quite a bit, and he's playing 39Y. Pretty interesting looking division here. So basically, 39Y is a good division. It is a very good division. I think 4th is better, to tell you the truth, but 39Y is a good div. It's just there's no point in playing it when 79Y and 27Y exists, especially given that 79Y just got the anti-tank gun that used to just be in this division. This one, now 79Y gets it. There's literally no reason for you to play 39Y, because you only get 2 cards of BMP2s, whereas 79Y gets more. You don't get BMP3s like 27Y does. There's really no point in playing this div when the other two are just better versions of the same div. Anyway, so he's gone for the 2 availability CV here, as opposed to the 3 one, simply because this is very cheap, so you can always just buy 2 at the start and just go around slowly capping things, but it will set you behind in that if they die, you know, you lose an availability. Just depends how you like to use your CVs. I use mine really fast, but so he's got a wheeled CV in here, okay, because I was going to say, otherwise you could bring this if you don't have a wheeled CV. Then he's got 3 cards of supply, 2 fast ones and 1 slow one, yeah, that's very normal. Inf tab, so 2 cards of the BMP 2s, which is very normal. And then 2 cards of the BMP1G. So people have said, why do I bring this one instead of this? Why do I bring this one instead of this one? You lose the smoke because the grenade launcher goes where the smoke is. And I really like having smoke. It keeps me alive. But I can understand bringing the grenade launcher instead. It does make this an anti-infantry powerhouse in a way that this really isn't, because the Grom isn't that great against infantry. It's mainly against vehicles, especially with the ATGM. And this is a diversity as opposed to a Maryutka, which means it's got 1 more AP, and it's also got 5% more accuracy than a Milan 1, because Pact isn't allowed to have bad equipment. And yeah, the grenade launch is pretty decent. Between the 2 of them, I'm probably going to start trying to use the grenade launcher again. But yeah, I really like having smoke so I can live. But the grenade launcher is really, really, really useful for shooting infantry. So he brings 2 cards of those as well. Then he's got 2 cards of Motorised, and so this is like the Mortschützen, except worse. So they've got a better rocket, much better rocket launcher, but the range is 500, which is not fantastic. And they lose an RPG and they don't have Resolute, and I think they're about the same price. And this doesn't have 2 armor; it's only got 1. So yeah, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. And then Saperi RPOs in the BTR-60. He's brought them at no vet, which can work. Simply because basically you just always make sure there's somebody in front of them, and they take the shots, and then you show up, shoot 4 RPOs, and then get out of there. But if you want to stick around and fight, you need it at 1 vet. Then a Conkers and a UAZ, 30mm grenade launcher, and a wheeled CV. So this is 4 men with smoke. And your other options are 4 men without smoke for the same price, but they've got a better rocket launcher. And that's about it. What I would say is that Pulmachiki blow regular Motostrelki sort of out of the water. You lose an availability, but look, so 3 machine guns, as we spoke about, is like 6 point something rifles. That's 10 rifles downrange, whereas this is, you know, 9. So it's actually not as different as I thought it was. But so yeah, so it's not as different as I thought it was. Interesting. But yeah, Pulmachiki are good at shooting. It's just, yeah, you lose an availability. So, artillery. He's got 2 Akatsias and that's it. It's a shame because these are quite cheap slots here. And he's got 3 cards of supply, so it would be cool to put a Grad in, or just more, you know, another Akatsia and a smoke mortar. No smoke mortar is really depressing. And it's like, do you really need all this infantry? Probably not, right? You can probably afford to sacrifice either 1 card of this or 1 card of this. So let's go for Okay. Uh, let's go for one card of this. There you go, 3 AP, and now you can, you can upvet your Akatsias and bring a Smoke Mortar, or you can bring a Grad, just use that third card of supplies, it's whatever you want, or you can just have that and a Smoke Mortar and save 2. Tank tab, so 3 T80 BVs. The T80B is better because you can always buy one in a minute, and the fact of the matter is that you're paying 15 points for one more side armor and ERA. If you have 17 armor, you will survive a 30 AP missile. So having the ERA doesn't really help you at all, and what it does mean is that you can't buy one of these every minute. So I actually prefer to do this. Then the Sturm, so the Kokon is good, but it's like you only have mediocre stealth, which means you can't sneak around and shoot people. But he clearly doesn't want to be sneaking around and shooting people anyway, he just wants to have a stand-up fight, I suppose. So yeah, that can be useful. The other one, of course, is this, which has the Repairer, which has less pen, but it's got good stealth, so it might live. And this, which is they used to have mediocre stealth and they weren't that good, and then they made them good stealth because Pact isn't allowed to have bad equipment. And so now, yeah, you can sneak these around the side and all sorts. So I actually prefer this over the Sturm, although the Kokon is pretty good, to be honest. And it only comes in this too. Recon, so he's gone for the Grenzers. So there's 7 men without AT. And then he's gone for Motorised Razvedka in the rocket transport. So this is sort of what we were talking about with the other div, that, yeah, you get loads of helicopters now, which is pretty useful. I think he needs an extra thing here, to tell you the truth. But where does it come from? So, Recon Helo, between these two, this one is just way better, because it's got better optics, it's got twice the HP, so it can survive a hit from most AA pieces. Obviously, if an Ihawk hits it, it's dead, but 8 is very, very useful. It's got better optics, and it's only 1 less availability, and it's only 20 points more, so you obviously want that one. The Grenzers, I mean, I don't know. For the start of the game, I guess, but this is only 90 kilometers an hour. You don't get airborne forward deployed on this division, unlike in 79Y. So people like to open with these Razvedka Saperis in the BTR 60 PB, because that's a much better forward deployment open than these Grenzers. Yeah. Trying to think, can we get rid of another card of infantry? um, AA tab, so 6 Osas, and then 5 Strellas, no man pads. It doesn't really make much sense. Opening with 2 of these at 2 vet wheeled, it can be very useful. Just for getting to places fast and stopping heli rushes. But you don't need 6 of them at that vet. Like, it's just better to just get a cub. And then if you've got the OC, don't need the Strela, then get some man pads. And there you go. Wow, we've got so much AP now. Now we can come back here and we can put this in so that your tanks can actually see something. Because this will go with your tanks. The alternative would be this. Less good optics, but, more raiding potential. And this should be in a BTR 60 PB. Helis, so the VP. Yeah, I mean, it's all right, I guess, but you're paying 40 points for 10% ECM. A worse gun, apparently. Yeah, it's a worse gun, but you get 16 Kokons. Wow. Please, has there ever been a time where you need to fire 16 Kokons and you get away with that before somebody just chucks a jet at you and you have to land or die? Or it brings up the AA. It's very, very rare that you get into a situation where you can fire 16 Kokons. And if you do, you can just go back and reload. So, yeah, I don't like it at all. You're paying 40 points for 10% ECM, basically. So I think that's a waste of points. And then you can open double AA Helo on these, because this is a better AA Helo. But, I mean, it's only 1 per card, and I can understand bringing these, because you get a lot of rockets, and it's 2 per card. And it's the same HP, although it does have less armor. Air tab, so... What? So SU-27 is obviously broken, so obviously you want that. These are really cost efficient as well, but why not just bring two of them and then you save a card and then you can put in the LGB if you want, or you can put in the SU-25 AT if you want, or this thing, which is pretty decent, or this thing, which is pretty decent, and now we've got 2 AP spare, and it's like, where do we put it? Probably get more helicopters, I guess, or you could get rid of the smoke mortars if you really don't like smoke mortars and you enjoy losing, and then you would have 3 AP, and you can get another air, or you can get another infantry, or you can get another tank, or you can get another recon, or you can get another AA, right? So it's up to you how you want to build it, but obviously I'm right. So yeah, to be honest, these aren't that great. They're only good if you get loads of them, and then because one of them always dies, and then the other one can shoot. But yeah, it can be useful at the start to just ward off any enemy helicopters, shoot down their recon helos, stuff like that. Or you can just get this thing or this thing, which is literally cheaper. So that's it for the deck reviews. Now let's get back to the game. Right, so with that out of the way, let's talk about the map and the matchup. This is Chemical Duel. It's a new one in ranked, fairly new. I enjoy it. I think it's good. It would be nice if there was like a zone here and a zone here or something. Like +1s would be interesting, would break things up a bit. As it stands, most of the unless somebody does an early rush to Dimitri or Anna, most of the combat seems to happen here. And I think blue is on the weaker side. And I say that because this zone, Chariton, is massive. And red, if he has airborne forward deployment, which this time around he doesn't, and his opponent does, red can get to like here, I'm pretty sure, and to here. I'm pretty sure he might even be able to just get in these buildings first. I do need to just test that. And you can also get here, which is really strong because you see them all coming in, especially if you've got an ATGM or something. And blue finds this very hard to defend because red also gets this, which means he's got all this, and then he can put like a BMP2 here and just shoot everybody in the side for the whole game. And cut between the houses and stuff, kill all the supply and stuff. So I do think blues is the weaker side. Looking at the matchup though, I think blue is playing a better division and a better division for this map. Although, well, that's debatable. So fourth East German, I think, is an S tier division. Some people disagree, but I'm correct. Obviously, I'm the world number one Warno player, world number one Warno player, and basically, fourth, it gets the airborne forward deployment, and then you just spam a bunch of ATGMs, T-55s, and air spam into the gap. And the way, as you'll know from the deck review, which you definitely didn't skip, Boykis 90's gone easy on the air spam. He doesn't actually have that much air spam. I think he's overinvested a little bit in infantry and artillery, but we'll see. And yeah, so he won't be able to air spam, but basically forward deployed into defending, and the T-55s all got buffed, which really helps this div. As for 39Y, it's interesting. These were some of the first divisions added to the game. 39Y was the third division added to the game, and fourth came in the patch after that. So it was like the sixth, because they were releasing them two at a time, so it was like the fifth or the sixth. So yeah, 39Y is just a bad 79Y. It's just a bad 27Y. So there's really no reason to play it apart from you get a lot of helicopters. But basically with 39Y, you do not want to play a wide game because you just don't have the capacity to do that. You don't play a wide game very well, so it's like a slow grindy div, and you get the T80BVs out, you get the BMP2s out, and you just slowly grind them down. But there are other divs which do that better and can play wider, and like they don't get airborne forward deployment as 79Y does. 79Y gets better fighters, 79Y gets more BMP2s, 79Y gets better T80BV tanks. It gets like an upgraded version with free veterancy and so on. 79Y is just better, I'm afraid. It also gets seed. 39Y doesn't get seed. It also gets ground surveillance radar on its infantry, which 39Y doesn't get. 39Y is just kind of bad. And in the last patch, 79Y got buffed in that the TO-55s got buffed. And they made it so that the can't remember what I was going to say. The Rapira anti-tank gun, which this div gets, 79Y now also gets that. So there's really no reason to play this div. It's a challenge div. It's a challenge div. It gets the SU-27S, I guess, but really, there's just divs that just do the exact same thing but better. Anyway, let's cover the deployments, starting with AlMahom streams. We've got two Grenzers coming over here with their recon forward deployment. It's not airborne, and as we know, he's not gone for the Razvedka Saperi. So these are also 90 kilometers an hour as opposed to 100. So he's getting there as slowly as possible. He's opened two recon helos and then two rocket helos. One's just going straight to Anna. And the other one's going to defend Dmitry, and the two recon helos are just going to fly over the middle and see what's what. Grenzer's going in to defensive locations. Well, these are the ones we spoke about, really. For the left, he's got another Grenzer and a Motorised, so just putting some guys in Dmitry there. The Grenzer is going to the grain silo. Basically, farmers can see further than atheists. So this is how far an atheist can see. Whereas a farmer can see much further. So you gotta take up farming. And then he's got the two cheapo CVs, which we spoke about. These are only 40 points. So the advantage is you can always open with two of them. And this should be shift queued up to Dmitry, but you can always just do it later. And this should be shift queued up to Elena, but you can always just do it later. Then we've got 30mm going to this house. Motorised also, so he's got three guys going to one house now. Motorised for the right, and then a Motorised going all the way to Anna. So we'll see how far he gets. And he's also opened with one Vet 2 MiG-23 Mulder. Switching to his opponent's deployment, we've got Boy Kisser 90. And he's got lots of forward deployed stuff. So let's start with the easy one. So he's got three here, and they're taking very, very, very defensive positions. He is airborne for deployment, and his opponent doesn't get it. So he should really, if I was him, I'd be rushing Dmitry. Or trying to rush down here in Fedor. While holding this line. You can rush down here in Fedor and get a +1 tick and just sort of sit here for as long as possible behind all these things. But instead, he's deploying very, very, very conservatively here. So it's Strela all the way over here, which is not going to do anything. An ATGM all the way over here, which isn't going to do much. And a sniper, which we spoke about. This is the bad one. You shouldn't really be bringing it all the way over. Well, okay, this is a little bit further forwards, but you could at least get it to here. You could actually probably get it to here, but obviously if there's a helicopter coming. But then that's what the Strelas are for, right? Then he's got one T-55 coming down to the edge of Chariton. One CV for Centre Anna. And then, okay, so Strela going... Where's it going? Strela going to Anna. Strela going to the edge of Gregory. Strela going to Chariton. ATGM going to Gregory. This is a decent building, but, I mean... Like, you should be pushed up to here, really, so you'd want it here, or, like, can you, how do you see down there? Okay, well, you want it there, or here, or, yeah, there would be good. You know, just sort of, like, not really using the forward deployment as well as he could be. There's one looking down this road, which makes more sense. FS good triple MG thing coming over to here. FS good triple MG thing going to here. It's quite an expensive, because obviously, yeah, they might come down here, but it's quite an expensive way of doing that. And another one going to Chariton, another one going to Chariton, a Metis going to Anna, another Metis going to Chariton, another Metis going to Chariton as well, another Metis going to Gregory. And then a sniper for Chariton. Typically, you'd want to get these into, like, sneaky places where they can see as much as possible. So, like, here is probably good. If this is classed as cover, you'd want it, like, there. So you can see as much as possible and just leave the weapons off, and it'll actually be quite hard to discover. I think if you can fit here, this would be better. because yeah, they usually take this. And a sniper here. So yeah, not really taking advantage of the forward deployment, like deploying very defensively despite having forward deployment, and his opponent doesn't have any airborne forward deployment, so quite a defensive opener there. So let's see what happens. Right, so they're off, and it's time to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They get the names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. One join at the lowest level is worth 2,000 views. Here we go, so he's opened SU-25, that's what all the recon was for. Best way to support the channel, I'm unemployed and trying to finish off this PhD, and my funding ran out because I spent too long playing Warno. So you should, if you're watching this, you should feel bad about that. That's your fault, it's not my fault. It's not my fault that I chose to play Warno, so I'm finishing my PhD. So you should feel bad about that and take out channel membership. If you don't want to do that, please just like the videos. It's free. You can do it in the time I take to shill. Also, at the highest level of channel joinership, you get your games cast at a rate of 1 per calendar month. So unless you sign up on the first, that's 1 cast guaranteed. And, you know, it's basically the closest thing to Warno coaching. And also, you know, 2,000 people get to see you dunk on some guy if you win. I mean, it's probably more useful for you if you upload a loss, actually. Because right, so there you go. First blood goes to AlMahom streams. We can stop shilling now because the game has started. And as you can see, as you'll know from the deck review, which you definitely didn't skip, these forward deployed Strellas are just garbage. And so that's why I don't bring them, I just open fighter. So he's losing all this stuff, like all this stuff here, kind of difficult to keep up with it because he's just losing so much at once. Basically just lost like a huge amount of units there. Oh man, this is really not fantastic. And it, like I said, these forward in the deck review, which you didn't skip, these forward deployed Strellas, they're just garbage, man. The thing is, right, so we can't buy. I deployed these in the wrong place, really, but you can't buy a plane or anything because these will just kill him. So he's bought the Cubs, which is the smart answer, really. And these are 2 vet, but he is flying right over that. Which makes the accuracy go up, but no, that 2 vet gives you 8% extra ECM. He's not unloaded this, so now I don't have time to show you the ECM. And Boy Kisser, he's still on a +1 because we just got very slow CVs here, very slow CVs here. He actually forgot to path this. We spoke about that in the deployment, which he didn't skip either. You definitely didn't just skip right to the game. Nobody does that. But yeah, it's looking pretty horrific for Blue. And he's also just got a load of guys just sort of standing around not doing anything. They should at the very least be in the buildings. Because they're just targets. Like, so here comes another SU-25 to shoot these guys, presumably. And now, okay, so now he's sending the CV up. And yeah, really weird deployment from Blue. From Red, it kind of made sense. Like the 39Y SU-25 helicopter opener is very popular, actually. It's basically the only way to play this div. And, well, the only way I know how to play this div. And here you go, this is exactly what I just spoke about. So just a load of guys just sat around not doing anything and then getting shot. And there you go, forward deployed Strela hit something for the first time this game. These bombers are very useful at clearing out these people, so, okay. Usually it does a bit better than that. You'd expect the Metas to win this because it's special forces and these guys are low cohesion, so he needs to move to the next building now and shoot him as he runs away. He needs to buy a supply for these before moving them over there. He wants some reloading. Because basically what it does is it fills up the missiles and then a reloading counter starts, which will take 18 seconds, and then you can come over here. He's finally got this CV up for here, and yeah, Red's just not pressing his advantage at all. He could... I mean, he's doing a good job here. He'll kill this, right? But he really could have just walked in here, really. Although I guess not, because this one T-55 will kill all the light stuff. But yeah, okay, he's realised now. And yeah, these, you know, he's got this recon helo. He could have reconnaissanced it. I guess he was wary of forward deployed Strellas. And it's looking very good for Red. I don't really know what Blue can do about this. I feel like in his opener, he should have, you know, scratched the Strellas and just bought a MiG-29. Although, if you're against 39Y, you open 2 MiG-29s because you know what he's going to do. They always do this. It's a helo, plane, spam, opener. Or you make sure you open with at least 1 Cub. and then you can at least scare it off. But yeah, if you're doing a forward deployed opener, you need to make sure that you can protect yourself from the air, and these forward deployed Strels don't cut it, which is why I don't bring them. I just bring a plane instead. And if I think my enemy's going to bring a plane, I bring 2 planes. Or I bring a plane and a cub, and then if I see his planes, I just pull my plane back over the cub, and then fight over the cub, and it should give me an advantage. Or at the very least, because obviously it's all RNG, yeah, like this should be pulled back. It's all RNG, right? But at the very least, you'll know that he'll be evac'd because the cub will just get 3 shots off on him, and he should just evac from stress on miss, even if you just miss all your shots. So, Red's doing really well, although he seems to have just sort of stopped. Like, this BMP-2 should be over here, or looking down here, so it can shoot down here. And this CV should be in this zone. You put it behind this building here, that's a good one. Or you can also put it behind here. MiG-29's finally out, and with the Cubs, that'll take out the SU. And now he evacs quite intelligently, because this guy's coming from me. He just used all his missiles. They've got the same speed, and now I can show you the fact that he gets 8% additional ECM. Wow, incredible. So now he flies over the Cubs, and because he's 2-vet, he survives. But, I mean, it's all RNG, right? 8% evasion there. Gets hit once, but they did fire 2 shots, so 1 hit out of 4 missiles, you know, 45% accuracy. So there you go, that's your 8% evasion working there. And Boykisser, he sorted this out, and AlMahom, he was trying to push 2 places at once, and he's still not put the CV up here, which is kind of dumb. I think he should have pathed all this into here and just taken this. You don't want to attack 2 places at once, because now he's basically capitalized on neither. I mean, you can attack 2 places at once. It's just you end up having this problem where attacking's harder than defending. It's difficult to pay attention to 2 places at once, and so you just get overwhelmed. 4th is doing 4th things, East German things, which is just spam as many of these out as you possibly can, and as you can see, it's working. This has its bombs, but no target. BMP-2 goes down there to 2 BMP-1s. 2 of these costs as much as a BMP-2. This is why they're the most cost-efficient unit in the game. Well, okay, maybe the BMP-2 is... The BMP-2 is also a very cost-efficient unit. Like, one of the most cost-efficient units in the game, but I would say that, like, this is the most cost-efficient unit in the game. The 30-point BMP-1 SP2 with Resolute and all this. Just so good for what it is. So I would love to see Blue get a supply over here, because these can't really fight. And these should be in the trees, really. You never want them just sort of stood in the open, not doing anything. Unless you're trying to bait somebody, which I guess in this case he is. He's trying to bait this. And, you know, Red, he had this, but he never bothered putting the CV in. And instead he just bought another CV, even though he had this one here, which he could have just put in. And now he's got... all these CVs not really doing anything. These are getting hammered because they're just in the open. Should be reversing, really, not dragging himself across it, because it's going to keep shooting you. Although, it's out of rockets now. But here comes the rest of the assets. Who knows if the smoke has been used. Can you see that coming in? Wait a minute, that's an SU-27. Dodges the Cubs. And now he's gonna... okay, yeah, so they hadn't used the smoke. But this man is in the open. Oh, it got G-lock routed. So, MiG-29 there, proving its worth, and the SU-27 just cleans up because Cubs can't hurt it. Forward deployed Special Forces Strelers can't hurt it. Nobody can hurt it. It's broken. Yeah. So, Grenzers don't have AT, and it looks like Boykisser has realised that. Okay, he's just loaded his guy up there. I'm not sure he meant to do that. But there you go, just the BMP-1 spam just clears him out. And that is... 4th is a really good div. That's why... it's one of the many reasons why I think it's an S-tier div. I mean, you've got this really strong forward deployed component, really strong air, decent enough medium tanks which got buffed, and then you just BMP-1 spam until the cows come home. So this T-80BV is being overwhelmed. This T-80BV... BMP-2 combo is being overwhelmed by just BMP-1s. These are 30 points each, right? This is 265, which means you can get 9 of these for the same price as that. Roughly, if it was 270. So, you know, who's going to win? 9 of these, or the T80 BV? Well, obviously 9 of these. You got to buy it with the infantry, right? Look, he's not even using them all. So, he needs to buy some AA, or at least move up his AA. There's a lot of units just not doing anything. This is... okay. We'll see how far he gets. And over here, blue could use some reinforcements, maybe just spam out some more BMP ones. He's going for the T-55 base. You want the Bastion one, really, and then you can put it here, and then you just shoot everybody coming down that road, and everybody coming across this field with the Bastion ATGM. And he needs a supply here, too. But yeah, he's also trying to push here. He's got in, but not with the CV. There's just a lot of guys not doing anything. Like, all this AA needs to be moved up, otherwise this guy's just going to kill everybody. And he could now move this up into here if he has some smoke. But you could just sort of do it anyway, but they might shoot you. So if he has some smoke, he could do that. He could also move this up. You know, use this tree line, and you just go until somebody shoots you, and then you just go back. I mean... So, this goes for the AA, hopefully? Oh, it missed. Okay. Or at least, you know, it didn't kill it. But yeah, I don't know, as soon as he saw those, he should have evac'd, really. Also, these cubs. So he knows that the enemy keeps coming down this corridor. Right, so what you do is you move up the cubs to, like, here. And then you're still going to be protecting... the front line is either here or here. Having the cubs all the way back here is a waste. So yeah, here we go, he's moving them up now. So these should really be, like, here. And there's another thing you can do when you own this side, which is you just put an ATGM here, like a T-55 with Bastion, and there you go, they're not getting across there now. All this is locked down by Bastion ATGM missile, and maybe a recon, right, so you can see these people. And maybe a supply, so this guy doesn't just die. Yeah, you got to think three-dimensionally, like, use this side of the river, it's very, very useful. So this guy is just fast-pathing into a T-55. The swarm of crap is doing very, very well. It dodges. It dodges. Dodges again. Is he gonna get him? Wow, this T-55, it needs to get its sights checked. At this close range, yeah. I was going to say, you can't miss at that range. But yeah, no reaction there from AlMahom. Too busy streaming, I guess. And over here, the blue wave is doing very, very well for itself. And this is why I was talking a lot about, like, mortars for smoke. So, yeah, I mean, as you can see, 4th is a pretty efficient div on this map. Because you just you can cut down the range. And at close ranges, your T-55s perform very well, like very, very well. The closer the range, the better they perform. It's sort of a similar story with the T-72. And you see that there. What's the... Okay, so the 19 AP would one-shot this with the ATGM, same with the 20 on this. And yeah, there's just a lack of AA, like, I mean, he's got this, but it's not doing anything. This needs to be moved up to this building, and maybe it can shoot that then. Like, this guy's just sort of stood around. So, you know, he can afford to just pull back a bit while he reinforces this. I do like the supply here. More T-55, so, I mean, he's clearly getting a lot of value out of them. I don't bring him, but maybe I should. I prefer, like, air spam. I'd be air spamming this right now, although, obviously, the superior planes on 39Y does make that quite difficult. And this map, you can also benefit from an artillery piece. But basically, if you let 39Y just build up 10 trillion BMP2s, then you're going to lose. Oh, there you go, it hit Summit. And it was rewarded for its actions with a tank round. So, yeah, big oof. And, yeah, so, you know, you don't want to be fighting over a narrow front with 39Y. The fact that 39Y is split across 2 places is very good for the blue player, but, you know, you can also try and push this, right? You don't have to come here, you can push up here. It's like, think of... Obviously, it's easier for a caster to point this out than it is for people to do this, but people, basically everybody, just has, like, a really serious tunnel vision problem with this game. You just see the red zone in front of you, and you're like, I gotta make this blue. And whereas if you can think a bit more three-dimensionally, then you can be... Like, if there were no zones, you would play it differently. But the zones sort of shape human behaviour. So here we go. These cubs are, you know, still a little bit too far away, especially given that this took an extremely wide arc here. So this will get some nice kills, and then it'll probably die, because I think it'll come over here. But we'll see. These men are out of rounds. The cub can't see anything because of the trees, I guess. Like, what's going on there? Yeah, it was because of the trees. Or something. Anyway, yeah. But if these were here, right, if they were here... See, you don't want to reveal it to this, but you can put them like here, right? And then it would shoot... You would cover this whole corridor. He wouldn't be able to get down here. So, just something to consider. But yeah, blue's definitely winning the trades. This has a 20 AP missile, which would two-shot these. But he's just missing anyway. And the T-55s will win. They would have won even if he'd hit 2 rounds there. Because this one would have just killed him then. So there you go, flying over those cubs again. And yeah, 4 cubs is pretty powerful. And as you'll know from the deck review, which you definitely didn't skip, the AlMahom here has opted to not use 4 cubs. He's not brought any cubs, he's just brought 6 2-vet Osas and some Strellas. So he's still trying to come down here, and it's just not happening. The trades have been really good for 4th. Basically, in this matchup, 39Y just wants to grind and take favourable trades constantly. Use the T80BVs to just kill these things one at a time and heal up, kill, heal up, kill, heal up. Kill all of 4th's air with your cubs, which he's not brought. And eventually, you know, sort it out. So you can see this, probably because of this guy. And the Osa's probably going to get him. So this is why you need, like, the seed plane and so on. But it was cool, right? Takes a crit there, which deals 1 more damage. But yeah, the other one just got shot twice. And these are max... Oh, they're 2-vet Osas. This 65% accuracy, you know, so... They're going to do a lot of hitting. T-55s do lose to T-80BV. But the whole point is that you just should have loads of them. These are healed up now, so they take out that rocket plane. It's weird that they didn't get any veterancy from that, but that seems to bug out a lot. Basically, if you kill something worth... It's done off the price of your unit, so if you kill something like that, you should get up to max vet straight away, but sometimes it just doesn't work, like it is buggy. Don't worry though, the game's only been out for 3.5 years, so it's not long enough for them to fix basic things, which have been broken since day 1. So, yeah, this is just not going anywhere. It's just a waste of time for Red. Red wants to be taking trades. Like, imagine if he'd... So, obviously, yeah, he came down here at the start, and then it didn't work out. Okay, whatever. But imagine if then all future stuff had been here. He would have done so much better. And he was, if you recall, in here at the start, and he just didn't bother moving the CV in, because apparently he's collecting them or something. I'm not sure what happened to the infantry CV that was here. Oh, yeah, he sent one down here. But there was also an infantry CV at some point. I'm not sure what happened to that. So, for Blue's side, he should really have some recon here. He's got no recon, he can't see anything. And then, you know, what you want to do is from here, you try and take this, and then you try and get in here. There's no point trying to cross this big open field. You're not going to get anywhere. And yeah, you want to get in here so you can sit behind here, and then use your superior infantry. The fact of the matter is that, you know, 39Y, it gets lots of inf, sure, but 4th inf is better. And so you would just sit behind all these, and then he has to try and use his IFVs to clear you out, because if he just uses his infantry, you win. Because you've got better infantry, like, you know, 45 points, 2 machine guns resolute. 45 points... oh, it's got 1 more man, actually. That's useful. But yeah, this is 35, okay. Okay, so this dives a helo, flies over 10 quadrillion cubs and dies. This was purchased quite a while ago and he's not used it. If you buy it, you want it shooting basically straight away. So there you go, he's going for that one building there. And yeah, this Acacia at least is firing, but it wasn't used for a while. And yeah, like Boy Kisser, he really needs some recon with his blob. He should be able to see this, and he should be shooting it. I can't remember if he has the BRDM2 thing from the deck review. I know I literally just did it, but I can't remember. Thankfully, you'll remember because you didn't skip it. And yeah, he's got a serious AA issue. Like, having 6 of these is very useful. And, you know, he really did a number on those 2 Motorised there. They're very dead. That Sturm's going to make quick work of that T-55A. And, you know, this can't actually see anything there, so you want it at the edge so it can actually see things. Because then it'll be able to see down here. And, yeah, blue's building up. Red's still trying this. He's coming all the way around now. And blue has defended it with a very small number of units, because these side points are easy to defend. Especially given that, you know, the enemy ace planes have to come all the way over. This isn't a good spot, actually. It did miss, which is a shame, but if it hits the next one, it'll kill it. I missed again, okay. So there you go, this is the Jusk gun. I don't like it because, so 1750, whereas this is 1600, and you tend to get smacked about by autocannons, and a plane just strafes you. So I prefer the cheaper ones that come at 2 per card. Although I think I bring 1 of the Kokon ones in case somebody does a massive armoured breakthrough. Sometimes you just need it. Also, you know, if you're blue, you should have you should have a Bastion vehicle here where this SPW is, so it can just shoot down there. I do like red having one here. I did speak about this before. Like, you want to use these sight lines, so you should have 1 here, right? You should have a recon in here, and you should have 1 here, and you should have a recon in here, and you should try and get an ATGM up to here, which I think he did have, but it died. And as for this side, like, nobody is going for this ground. It's really weird. Like, if you watch players who spend their whole life on this game, for no good reason, like myself, play the game, you don't just give up ground. You either make your enemy die for it by hiding stuff behind buildings and stuff like that, or, you know, if it's on the table, you take it. This should be going forwards and just walking forwards until he sees somebody and then walking back. Oh, I got shot. There's only one guy, I can beat him. Or, if you've not got any AA, you're worried about getting bombed and so on, you've got plenty of AA though, then you just pull back. But all these buildings should be seized by 1 player. You never give up territory without a fight. It's a resource, you got to see it like income. The same way you spend your income. Sorry, I don't know, I just freaked out there. It's the water, I get too excited when I see water. Such a big water fan. And yeah, there's just like a serious lack of recon here. I mean, where's all the recon? Neither player's got any. This is here, but it's not in a position to see anything. This is here, but it's... Oh, I suppose this is looking this way now. We did just see a Grenzer come out here. So here we go, some recon for 1 player. And then there's, you know, all these helicopters and stuff, but they can't get close in the same way that infantry can. MiG-29 gets sort of weirdly missed there. And the Cubs miss. I mean, if the Cubs were closer, the Cubs would hit more. You know, you could just put them here in the backside of this forest, and then you'd be super close. You'd always be shooting when they're around here, so they wouldn't be getting to your helicopters. Or at least they'd be getting to them less. So this was a nice idea, but all of these just moved forwards. And it looks like we're gearing up for an epic clash here. You know, you can interrupt the volley on this if you realise, oh, they've moved. You don't have to shoot them all at one place. Also, it should have had a supply next to it and a CV. Like, this isn't doing anything. This could be over here. Or I could just buy another one, right? This is really quite close. I guess he wanted to attack here, right? So here we go, epic battle time. Epic battle time. You tend not to see this in, like, higher level games because generally people spread out more, but... This map especially, this place is just always where everybody fights. This needs to be pulled back. There needs to be supply here. Like, red's got some supply here. Red needs more recon. Blue needs more recon. Blue could have a helicopter back here. This would be really good if it was in this position, because then it'd be shooting down there. But yeah, red's the one advancing, and so he's at a disadvantage just immediately. Just running forwards with Motorised BMP-1s there. And his tanks aren't in the fight. That's a good bombing run. He'll probably die for it, but I thought it would kill all these, actually. Blimey, they're not as good as they used to be, those MiG-21 Bison bombers. Because, yeah, it was a one-way trip, but, like, in a clutch moment like that, it kind of makes sense, and I figured 3 guys in a building, you get all 3, but you only actually got 1. It's not worth it. So, yeah, this needs to be rotated back now. Once they get to about 3 HP, just pull them back. And yeah, you see, it's like some guys are coming back. Although I'm not sure, I mean, obviously they've got HP, so... And, like, this recon needs to be with the blob, so the blob can see. This guy, he can't see anything. I suppose he's worried about this, but, I mean, what? And then, yeah, imagine if when Red attacked, he'd had all of this here. Imagine if all of that, instead of being there, instead of being here, it had been here. Right? So you've got, what, 4 BMP-2s there. Imagine if they were just here. Just shooting everybody in the side while he is attacking from the front. They'd all get side shot, you'd get everybody, it'd be epic. But he's trying to play a very narrow div, a div that really just has to attack straight forwards. He's trying to play that as if it's like a wide div. And in that kind of fight, 4th is going to have an advantage. What I am surprised by is that, yeah, so he's bought all this arty. Is it working? Okay, so it is shooting now. This is actually reloading as well. So yeah, you can put a CV next to these as well, get them up to 2 vet, like this one. Just send it next to them. Click it, Shift, F, click. I don't even know if you have to press Shift. You might just have to press F and click. I always do Shift, I don't know why. So, now this attack is finished, and now this attack starts. I mean, it depends on your own personal micro ability. I personally only do 1 attack at once, even though I probably shouldn't. I should probably be good enough not to. And, yeah, so, I mean, that wasn't really worth it. These are all one-way trips while these OSAs are up, and he's not made any attempt to try and kill those, although that is an attempt. And Mr. AlMahom here is not using the wheeled ability of his OSAs. Sadly, that does survive. And here we go. So now an attack is happening over here. He's going all the way around. He's got the AA. So basically, if you're blue in this situation, you want to try and snipe the AA. Obviously, you couldn't see it when he shot there. But you want to try and snipe the AA, although there are 3 Strellas, so that's not going to be easy, so that you can bring your bomber in. Instead, he's just flying over it with a fighter, I guess to see how much AA there is. Oh, never mind, he's changed his mind. I was going to say, that doesn't make much sense. Unless there's like a bomber right behind it. So yeah, as you can see, the pen on these makes it so that they're not fantastic. So he just sort of messes that up. He did kill a Malden MiG there. And now he's got the AT, and yeah, this is where you'd want the fighter going in first. Okay, so he's trying to snipe the AA, so that's good. Okay, he changed his mind to the T-80BVK. Missed it, because this is where the shot landed, and then it exploded. So, yeah, okay. It's clearly some FX issue, it obviously hit, right? Anyway, you know, he's using this. Lots of BMP-1s dying. Over here to the T-80BVs, the Sturms. And yeah, it's just weird gameplay from Red. He's not playing to his divisional strengths. The narrower the map, the better an advantage 39Y has. So on Death Row, it's actually a really good div. Even then, like, it's not a bad div by any means. It is an A tier div, or like high B tier. But there's just no point to play it while there's just a better version of the same div on the table. Which is a shame. It's sort of like 7th East German. There's no point in playing that when 9th East German exists. The only advantage of like the Polish 20th is that it's got better forward deployment, better recon than 9th East German. But 9th East German is just so much better than 7th. 7th's only advantage is the Spezial Aufklärer, which aren't as good as they used to be. They are, so basically 7th gets airborne forward deployed and 9th doesn't, but 9th gets BMP2s and it just... BMP2s are really, really good. So, yeah, also 9th gets more T-72s and better T-72s and 2,800 meter range T-72s and more armor than a T-80 T-72s. And oh dear. But yeah, I think 7th gets better air spam, maybe couple more helicopters, but really, you know, yeah. So these should be shooting. They should be shooting. Blue holding off Anna here. And yeah, red CV tank exploded to that AT plane. So this is another reason why having smoke's useful, especially if you're going to do these massive flanking attacks. You don't want to expose your CV, because the enemy will just suicide a bomber into it, and it doesn't matter how many Strellas you have. If you don't have fighters up to intercept it, it is getting through, and you'll revenge kill it, but your CV will still be dead, and then you've got to buy another one, and it doesn't get there for absolutely ages. So he's bought another one for over here. And yeah, 9 minutes left, and you know, blue he's still not winning on points, just because of the way he's been playing. Really needs to come over here and just like, you don't have to just keep punching this hole in the wall. You just come over here, right? Like, this guy's sort of got the right idea, although this is a really weird. Like, where's the AA? Where's the recon? It's literally just I buy 5 BMP1s. But in attacking here, blue might now wake up and attack over here, so that's something. And yeah, the T-55s, yeah, okay, avoiding the side shots, I suppose. And this would be a perfect RM70 volley, actually, so he's not doing anything. And yeah, once this gets in there, that's going to be pretty good for blue. Looks like blue's basically fixed this problem now. Okay, so howitzers on it. But yeah, this would be such a good RM70 volley. There's so much there. Osa's been moved up now, which is good. He's got to struggle to keep it alive against these tanks and so on. And yeah, like, he could have smoked that really, but some more infantry over here, and just do like use this. Just leave the front few, right? But just select all this. We'll leave those. All this. Okay, obviously not these. And then just attack move over to here. Well, because obviously if you come over here and he's got an ATGM, he's going to sideshot you. So you've got to just send the infantry over here and get the vehicles back here. Come over here and take this. But he's not doing it, and he's running out of time. Like, it looks like blue's won on trades, but unless he gets some points on the board, he's just going to lose the game. Like, he needs to cap some zones, and he's not doing that. Meanwhile, like, red has just been attacking all game, really aggressively, which is not how to play the div at all. And it's very much a take trades all game attack in the last 5 minutes once you've got all your tanks and stuff kind of div. And as a result, here we go, he's moving. As a result, you know, blue's just got such an advantage in kills here. You can tell just from how many units he has. Okay, so red's blob's moving a bit. Like, a lot of units just not in position. This should be in here. This should be up here. This should be in here. And then all of these could be sent over here. So you see, sent like a couple units, which is cool. But this is why you don't put them together. One missile, like, stunned both of them there. Alright. And yeah, it's a shame that this RM70 isn't doing anything, because it looks like red's gonna win. Just because you'll get that 100-point advantage, because there's no CV in here, because the CV's here. Oh, it died. Okay. It didn't come up here. Because that's bugged as well. Why fix basic game functionality when you can release the same division over and over? I mean, I get that from an economic perspective, but the armory rework really just left me flabbergasted. The fact of the matter is, the stat cards in this game still don't work. They don't display reservist behavior. They don't display special forces behavior. They are wrong in many ways. They just say the wrong thing. And instead they rework the armory, which was fine anyway, to look slightly different. And it's like, why is that where the resources are going? Very, very strange. But hey, we all think we can do it better, but where's your strategy game, which employs like 30 people or whatever? So Osa was given an attack move order there, and because it's amphibious, it will just happily dive into the water. And yeah, red is attacking again. Blue's doing a good job sitting there, and oh, wow, smoke used, incredible. So he's trying to smoke off this Conkers, and it's worked, but the tanks can obviously move, so he should have smoked here really. And okay, so 5 minutes left. Is blue going to attack? Is he going to attack up here where there is literally nothing now? Is he going to do anything? I mean, he's got to attack at some point. He can't just defend all game. Well, I mean, he can. It's just he'll draw. So this gets about as far as you might guess. And now, because it's routed, it's just flying into the enemy. Although this can't shoot while it's moving in this game. So the RM70 volley saves him. Gets the CV. So that was a good RM70 volley there. And now, you know, like, all of Red's units are dead, more or less. And now blue can push in. He can push in. I mean, there is one T8BB left there. Okay, he just came back over here where he got shot before. That's a big shame. Taking some side shots there from that T8BB. Another CV just dying here. Imagine if Red used smoke mods. He could probably just like make a wall of smoke from here, like start here and then there, and just drive all the way down this road. but yeah, there you go. So, like, what, is it going to be a draw? He's bought a CV. There is already one here, but he's bought another one for here. He intends to attack here. Incredible, right? So now he can move these up. Can get some recon up there. He can move these up. You know, get this up to here to heal these. Get these T-55s forwards. Get this Mott Shotgun moving down this tree line. And then he'll be able to get in. Or he can just drive a CV in and probably make it because of the regarded LOS on this unit. Oh, he's changed his mind. He's going this way now. So, yeah, I mean, it's certainly not how I would do it, but it seems to have worked out for fourth by playing a late game kind of thing, and I assume this one will get in. And there's no CV left here. It does depend on this. He's fast moving it. As long as he doesn't get, you know, like call it off, he'll be fine, because he will neutralize this before he dies, and then that'll give him a +1 neutralization. Like, do you see what I mean? Because it couldn't aim in time there. So this will now neutralize it. It should just die here. Although the LOS tool tells me that he can see that, but the LOS tool is wrong. So he might actually cap it. And then this has really close short range, so this will drive it, and this will kill it, but it will neutralize it first. So there you go. Wow, it might actually get all the way in. Okay, interesting. But yeah, that's a +2 now for blue. He's routed. Will it cap it in time? And if red hadn't just been a silly sausage throwing all his CVs away. There you go, yeah, he ran out of CVs. That was a really interesting game. Typically, you'd want fourth attacking in the early game, and then 39Y just defending and attriting, and then trying to win the late game. But what happened there was basically the exact opposite. So this guy's ranked 264, 28 games. And AlMahom streams is rank 178 with 1,681 games. So, okay. So this guy, he's got twice as many games. I mean, he's played a lot of ranked, and the reset was only recently. This guy hasn't played that much. So the Boy Kisser 90 clearly watches Hippie YouTube videos. Yeah, what can I say? Is that lithium? It is. It is lithium. I use lithium in my PhD. I use lithium carbonate. But yeah, that opener was absolutely diabolical. I mean, it was really something. And then red, he just sort of threw it all away. He threw it all away. Threw it all away. Obviously, you know, it's easy to sort of say, "Oh, why didn't you do this?" when I'm just sort of sat there and I can see everything. But in that case, I think there were a few "why didn't you do this" moments. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you around.